Hey, real quick, I'm not trying to hold you up, but I just wanted to let you know on my other channel, the Soapbox Slaps, I just dropped something new, part 2, Mouthpiece Music. Yeah, indeed, can't slow down. The first off that 7-pack that I'm finna go ahead and drop, that's the first slap right there, you feel me? Can't slow down. So go check it out when you get time, and here's some food for thought. Oh yeah, and by the way, I do not own the rights to the music that you might be hearing in the background. For algorithm business purposes, I gotta let that be known. I do not own the rights to the music you might be hearing in the background. You feel me? Yeah.
Yo, what's up with it? What's the business? Hopefully all is going good. Hopefully all is going all right in your day, in your night. Yes, as you can see, I'm outside and I had some things on my mind that I wanted to share. What's the difference between labor and work? You know? And in my mind, there is a difference. You may see different. You may think different. Feel free to think and believe as you will. But I'm just going to share with you my definition, you know, my opinion, if you will. And if you would, you know, entertain my thought for a second, you get what I'm saying? Feel free to give me feedback on my thought if you wish, you know, if you disagree. But work is something that you love to do, but it takes the same amount of effort as labor would, but you get enjoyment out of the journey or the process that work is. Whereas labor is something that's, you know, menial, oftentimes mindless. You know, it doesn't take a lot of brain power. It doesn't take or arouse your passion. It's something that needs to be done for the sake of oftentimes another, you know, like a business, a company. Labor is that which is imposed by way of necessity, by way of being the loser in a confrontation. You know, it's oftentimes, labor is oftentimes the result of unwanted or unfortunate circumstances, you know, whereas work is something that you do and enjoy putting effort into because it's your life's calling, you know, it's your life's purpose, you know. So therefore, if you work and love what you're doing, you know, it's something that you will continue to do. Or it's something that you will be persistent and consistent with, you know. I feel as though I work every day. I have no days off. I work every day. According to my life's purpose, I work every single day. I don't take no days off, you feel me? That's just how I feel, you know. Now, if you believe work is punching the clock and laboring for another, then you'll be like, damn, are you tired? But when you're working, doing what you love, it's not like you're exhausted because you can go on and on and on. And it's like perpetual energy that you have to put toward what you're working on or your work. Whereas labor, if I was laboring every day, just listen to that word, labor. If I was laboring every day, you get what I'm saying? Oh yeah, hell yeah, I'll be exhausted. If you would have asked me that, are you tired laboring every day? No days off? Hell yeah. If you're black in this country and you hear people talk about slavery, you know, chattel, slavery, bondage, involuntary servitude, that is labor. That's labor that was imposed because of, some may say, the slaves of that day, our ancestors, those that came before us, our predecessors, were victimized and fell prey to their captors because they lost in war, you know? Therefore, they became prisoners of war. Some may say they were transported from one continent to another continent and it was a business thing. Either way, it was business. I'm saying all that to say, whatever you believe, however you believe that atrocity came to be, that was imposed labor. There was no choice, you know? And I truly doubt that they loved what they were doing, you know? all that being said, I feel as though it's important to differentiate between the two, because if you get your work confused with labor and vice versa, you will never find joy in putting effort toward that which you love, which is going to take work, to succeed in, or succeed with, or succeed by way of. You have to work towards something, but work doesn't have to be labor, clocking in 9 to 5 in it, I was finna say 9 by 9, but for what reason I don't know, but 9 to 5 in it, I guess because labor is kind of like prison, as if you were in a 9 by 9 cell, you feel me? Labor is that. It's like you're trapped in a reality that's not conducted or orchestrated by your own doing, So therefore, you're at the mercy of somebody else's desires, wants, needs, And at that point, you fall prey to your necessity, what you need. Because oftentimes, most of us labor because of what we need, So that's just a thought that crossed my mind, that I wanted to cross your mind. And you can feel free to disagree. You can feel free to see it not the same way, which is cool. It's all good. What I would say is find something that you love, that you're passionate about. Do it until you don't have a desire to do it anymore. And that will tell you what you're willing to work for or what you're not willing to work for, Because some things, just like a first impression, at the beginning stages is like a honeymoon phase where it's all good, it's all up. The novelty of the new experience, the new undertaking, you know what I'm saying? You're enthusiastic about what is new, what is fresh, But working toward perfecting or making or enhancing that which you have just come across, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a talent, you get what I'm saying? Whether it's a new undertaking as far as like a outlet, a way of expressing yourself. If it's something that you are inclined to do, something that you have a natural knack for, you know what I'm saying? Do it to the point where it gets boring, and then if you can't do it no more, at that point, you'll know for sure that because you don't desire to work for it or work toward it or work toward enhancing it, that might not be your avenue to reach in, That might not be what you need to pursue and work toward, because then it will become labor. And anything that you're laboring toward, it's going to be undesirable, and you should have joy in what you pursue. If you're working towards something, if you're working toward perfecting or maintaining what you started, what you will start, what you have a natural knack for, you should love working toward making it better and enhancing that. Will it always be easy? Will the process always be smooth? No, Will it always be received in the way that you think it should be received by way of the work you put in? No, But if you have joy by way of what you're working toward, if you love what you're working on, that shouldn't matter as much, because in time, that which you are hoping to get across will, come to be in its proper time. But everything is not meant to be understood right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Some things take time. Just like working towards something, it's going to take time to see the fruits of the labor sometimes, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But in time, you'll see it, though. In time, you'll see it. And you'll appreciate it more if you put the work in diligently. You know, you didn't cut corners. You didn't give up when the process wasn't so smooth. You kept working, even if it's like piece by piece. You know, it doesn't have to be a masterpiece work every time. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to work toward creating a masterpiece every day. But if you put the pieces together, the masterpiece will come to be. You know what I'm saying? Whereas labor is arduous continually with no end in sight because it's monotonous. You know what I'm saying? It's like going monotonous is what I mean to say. It's monotonous. It's ongoing. It does just like slavery. Think of slavery when you think of labor. You know, it's just like that. It's ongoing. There's no end. It kind of defeats the purpose. Why are you doing it kind of thing, you know? I feel that way about jobs. Excuse me. I feel that way about job, like 9 to 5s, like clocking in. It's monotonous, you know? It's a cool place to meet people, to network, definitely so. But it's like, bro, it kind of defeats the purpose of being enthusiastic because of novelty, because of something new, a new experience, you know? And it's almost like there's no use in combining the two. Like some say, man, you could be laboring but still be doing your life's work or be doing your work. Yeah, I don't like to mix the two because the lines get skewed, you know? You start to misinterpret the fruits of the quote-unquote labor when you invest in your work and labor simultaneously. If you do believe there's a difference. If you don't believe there's a difference, then labor and work would be one and the same to you. And whatever you gain from one or the other, you'll attribute to one and the other. You know what I'm saying? So this doesn't apply to those who believe work and labor is the same. But if you believe there is a difference, I wouldn't mix the two because you don't want the lines to be skewed, you know? You don't want to mix up what gains you've achieved. Is it because you put the work in towards something that you love to do, being you, being yourself, or is it because of the labor by way of necessity? You know, it can get very confusing. And hopefully you're following what I'm saying thus far. Hopefully it's making sense to you. If it isn't, feel free to let that be known. I'm making sense to me for whatever that's worth, you know. But I guess, you know, even a fool would make sense to himself, I would believe, you know. But I think this is important to speak about because if you think about it, the way things are going these days, right here today, and I'm sure this would apply at whatever time I decide to upload this on the algorithm highway, you know, it's almost like the prices of everything is going up, right? So there's no set amount of labor that one can apply to any situation, no matter your situation, that will guarantee that you will gain the amount necessary by way of that labor to sustain yourself in this country, you know. That being said, to rely solely on labor to get you to where you desire to be is almost setting yourself up to be let down, you know? It's almost like you're setting yourself up for a gut punch. You get what I'm saying? And excuse the lighting, you know? But you can still hear me, I hope. You feel me? Don't base, especially when it comes to earning revenue, when it comes to earning currency. If you rely solely on labor to get you to the currency promised land, you know, you are setting yourself up, especially these days where, like I said, inflation is making everything raise up depending on what state or city that you stay in. You know, the cost of living is raising daily, it seems, you know. We ain't got to speak about gas, you feel me? We all know about that. Whatever state you in, you feel me? You're seeing the effects of inflation, at least with that, you feel me? If you drive, we all know what's going on. I saw something the other day. I don't know if people eat eggs still these days. I like eggs, but I forgot what state it was. Eggs went from $2.99 to damn near $8. You feel me? That's just eggs. You feel me? So imagine everything else that's being affected by inflation. You feel me? So why not invest a work ethic into what you love, what you desire, that will give you happiness even when you don't see the return on your investment. That is work. You know what I'm saying? Work is something that you should want a return on your investment, which is your time as well. Work and time and effort and energy. You might not see the fruits or the return of that investment right away, but if you continue to be diligent, you'll find happiness in the process while working toward what you're seeking to enhance, perfect, express, create, share, build, whatever it is, whatever you're working toward, So I would keep that in mind. I would really, within yourself, within myself, we need to set the parameters and differentiate between labor and work, because some of us say we're workaholics, but we're laborholics. You know what I'm saying? We're addicted to laboring for others, hoping to get crumbs out of the bread loaf, from the bakery that we contribute to wholeheartedly. You get what I'm saying? So, and there's nothing wrong. I don't want to make it seem like there's something wrong with labor. Labor can be a positive thing depending on the circumstance. Like labor pains is important for the creative process, whether that you apply that to women giving birth to actual children, or you apply that to a creative giving birth to a new masterpiece or a new piece of work. Labor pains in that case is important. But think about it, labor pains, it's painful to labor, It's a source of angst, you feel me? It's an unfortunate occurrence. So to be addicted to labor and never invest in work, you'll always be missing something, you'll always be lacking, especially in your joy and happiness, which we all pursue while in this country. So much so that it was written in their constitution that everybody is owed or deserves the right to pursue their happiness, So if you don't find what you're willing to work for, work toward, work on behalf of, you'll always be laboring to find, that happiness, that joy. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there, man. And I'll holler at you later. Stay in touch, Yeah.